The old stories say that when the gentle rabbit steps into the field of the galloping horse, the world begins to move at a different pace. It is not a collision, nor a conflict, but rather a kind of ignition. You, dear rabbit, carry the quiet essence of wood, the tender bamboo that bends without breaking. In 2026, that bamboo is being invited to fuel a magnificent fire. This is the year of the fire horse, Bing Wu, a year that gallops in with a mane of flame and a heart that beats to the rhythm of adventure. If you have been feeling that something in the cosmic weather is shifting, you are right. The question is not whether the year will be powerful, it is how your own ancient nature will dance with it. By the time we finish this journey together, you will understand exactly what the fire horse asks of you, what gifts it brings, and how to walk this path with both courage and grace. To understand your place in 2026, we must first remember who you are. In the celestial circle, the rabbit is the fourth sign, a creature of the moon, of diplomacy, of refined taste and deep intuition. Your element is wood, which is not the towering oak but the supple grass, the flowering vine, the creative thought that grows beautifully when nurtured. You move through life seeking harmony, preferring the quiet corner of the tea house over the noisy battlefield. The horse, by contrast, is young fire, the brilliant blaze, the unstoppable gallop, the spirit that says yes first and asks questions later. When wood meets young fire, a very specific alchemy occurs. Wood feeds fire. This means that your ideas, your gentleness, your very presence become a source of fuel for the year's blazing momentum. You are not clashing with the horse, you are in a relationship of neutral support, which is a delicate way of saying you will be called upon to give more energy than you might expect. This is not a year of being a passive passenger. You are the kindling, and the fire horse knows it. This dynamic has a beautiful side. Because you feed the fire, you will find that people are drawn to your warmth. Doors open when you speak with your natural diplomacy. Projects that required a spark will come to you for that quiet ignition. However, the rabbit must also guard its own reserves. Wood that feeds too much fire eventually dwindles. Your allies in this journey are the pig and the goat, your companions in the wood trine of Chinese astrology. When the horse's pace exhausts you, these are the energies that will offer sanctuary, the earth and water that replenish your roots. Keep them close, whether as people born under those signs, or as symbolic anchors in your daily life. Your specific birth year adds a subtle shade to this picture. If you are a water rabbit of 1963 or 2023, you carry a natural ability to temper the horse's excess, using calm wisdom to channel the blaze. The wood rabbit of 1975 is pure, undiluted wood, making you the most generous fuel. Your creative output will soar, but your self-care must be non-negotiable. The fire rabbit of 1987 is double fire meeting fire, a year of amplified charisma where you must watch for burnout as bright flames compete. The earth rabbit of 1999 sits in perhaps the most auspicious seat, for fire produces earth. The horse's energy literally creates stability and wealth from your endeavors, a beautiful cosmic gift. And the metal rabbits, born in 1951 and 2011, will feel the fire's heat as a forge, melting away what is no longer needed to reveal your truest, most refined self. With this wisdom in your heart, let us walk into the specific landscapes of career, wealth, love, and health. Your professional life in the year of the fire horse will be defined by one word: movement. The horse does not stand still, and neither will the opportunities around you. For the rabbit who has been quietly cultivating skills behind the scenes, 2026 is the moment those talents catch flame. Your natural gifts of negotiation, aesthetic sense, and quiet leadership are precisely what fast-moving teams require. You become the calm center that others orbit, the one who can translate impulsive horse energy into sustainable plans. This means you will be busy, and you will be noticed. There is a distinct quality to this year's career luck. Because you are feeding the fire, you might find yourself working harder to make other people's ideas shine. It can feel at times like you are the ghostwriter for the horse's grand story. Do not mistake this for being overshadowed. In the Eastern tradition, the one who tends the fire is just as vital as the flame. However, you must be strategic. Take on projects where your contribution is acknowledged and where you can visibly point to the spark you provided. The industries that hum with fortune for you are those linked to wood and fire, publishing, education, creative arts, technology, hospitality, and any field where human connection is paramount. For Earth rabbits born in 1999, this is a year of remarkable career advancement. The horse's fire creates the earth of your own element, meaning your efforts naturally solidify into promotions, awards, or a stronger professional reputation. Trust the process, even when it feels rapid. Water rabbits from 1963 and 2023 will find that their ability to anticipate problems before they arise makes them indispensable. You are the calm strategist in a room full of galloping minds. Wood rabbits of 1975, you are a fountain of creativity, but set boundaries early. Learn to say, I will nurture this, but I will not be the only one holding the flame. Fire rabbits of 1987, your double dose of fire makes you a magnetic presence. Leadership roles may appear, but be wary of taking on so many that you lose sight of your rabbit need for quiet. Metal rabbits, the forge of the fire horse is real for you. The year may bring a challenging restructuring or a shakeup that asks you to let go of a role that no longer fits. Yield, and you will emerge sharper and more valuable. Your career allies are the pig and goat. Seek mentors, collaborators, or networks that include these signs, or simply engage with the qualities they represent, the pig's generous intelligence and the goat's creative compassion. If a situation feels too aggressive, step back and reconnect with your own inner garden. The office, or your professional sphere, is a place you can thrive this year, but never at the cost of your peace. When we speak of wealth in a fire horse year for the rabbit, we are really speaking of the energy of expenditure and return. Wood feeds fire, and in financial terms, this can translate to a year where your resources flow outward to fuel growth, and then, if managed wisely, return to you multiplied. The horse is a symbol of commerce, speed, and the global marketplace. For you, this can manifest as side ventures, digital enterprises, or income streams that thrive on your creative and social energy. The caution, of course, is that fire can also consume wood without a trace if it is unchecked. This is not a year for hoarding, but it is absolutely a year for intelligent budgeting. Think of your finances like a sacred grove. You can harvest the timber to build something grand, but you must leave enough trees to keep the soil rich and the air clean. Your natural rabbit prudence will serve you well, but the horse may whisper for you to take impulsive leaps. Pause before you invest in something that only promises speed. True wealth luck in 2026 comes from what you cultivate, consulting, teaching, coaching, creating, or any venture where your expertise becomes the fuel that others pay to access. The more you let your authentic rabbit wisdom lead, the more the horse's energy will carry that wisdom far and wide. Your birth element once again refines this picture beautifully. The Earth Rabbit of 1999 is positioned for the most tangible wealth building this year, because in the cycle of the 5 elements, fire produces earth. This means that the fire horse's energy naturally solidifies into assets, savings, or property gains for you. It is an excellent year to think about long-term security. Water rabbits, you have a tendency to want to control the fire, which can sometimes mean you are too cautious with investments. Trust your intuition, but do not dampen opportunity out of fear. Wood rabbits, your generosity is legendary, but 2026 asks you to direct that giving into structured investments, not just open-handed kindness. Fire rabbits, beware the illusion of quick money. Your own fire combined with the horses can create a mirage of risk that looks like a sure thing. Stay centered. Metal rabbits, the year may bring unexpected expenses that feel like loss, but see them as alchemical refinement. You are shedding financial patterns that no longer serve your highest good. A practical tip from the old masters: set aside a small fund specifically for fueling others, a defined amount you are willing to invest in friends, family, or charitable giving, and then protect your core reserves fiercely. This satisfies the cosmic need to feed the fire while keeping your sacred grove intact. The landscape of the heart in a fire horse year is never quiet, and for the rabbit, this can feel like a field of wildflowers under a sudden summer storm. breathtaking and a little disorienting. The horse brings passion, spontaneity, and a fierce desire for freedom. Your rabbit nature craves intimacy, tender gestures, and the quiet safety of a burrow built for two. The dance between these two impulses will define your relationships in 2026. For the single rabbit, the fire horse is a powerful, if slightly unpredictable, matchmaker. Your gentle elegance is a beacon when the world feels loud. You will attract suitors who admire your depth, your wit, your ability to be both soft and strong. But be discerning. The horse energy can bring admirers who are fascinated by your light but unwilling to slow down and truly see you. Look for the ones who, like the loyal goat or the devoted pig, are willing to sit with you in stillness after the gallop. The months of the goat in July and the pig in October may be especially potent for new connections that carry a sense of fate. Do not be afraid to let your standards be as high as your intuition. Your heart is a treasure, not a hostel. For those already in a partnership, 2026 is a year of rekindling, but it requires conscious effort. The fire horse can make one or both of you suddenly yearn for more space, more adventure, more novelty. Instead of resisting this, invite the adventure in together. Travel, even if it is only to a new park or a part of your city you have never explored. Learn something new side by side. The risk for the rabbit is that if your partner becomes too fiery or distant, you might retreat into your burrow and nurse silent wounds. Communication is your bridge. Speak your need for reassurance without accusation, and honor your partner's need for the wind in their mane. Your allies here are the earthy, grounding qualities of the goat, so cultivating a home that feels like a sanctuary, full of soft textures and gentle light, will soothe the horse's restless heart and bring them back to your side. A special note for fire rabbits: your own inner fire joins the year's blaze, which can lead to overwhelming chemistry, but also dramatic clashes. Choose calm waters when the flames leap too high. The true romance of 2026 for all rabbits is a story of learning to be both the fuel and the homecoming. In the tradition of Eastern metaphysics, the body is a mirror of the elements, and the rabbit's Enwood nature corresponds to the liver, the sinews, and the eyes, while the fire horse of the year governs the heart, the blood, and the spirit. When wood feeds fire over a long season, there is a natural tendency toward depletion. Your physical and emotional well-being in 2026 will depend on your ability to replenish what the fire consumes. This is not a year to push your body to its limits without repair. The fire horse may tempt you into a whirlwind of social engagements, late nights, and the kind of exhilarating busyness that feels like living fully. But you are a creature of the moon, not the sun, and your restoration happens in quietude. Prioritize sleep as if it were a sacred ritual. Your liver, the organ of wood, does its deepest work of detoxification and emotional processing while you dream. If you find yourself irritable, with tense muscles or unexplained eye strain, your body is speaking the language of the elements, telling you that wood is being over-harvested. The heart must also be guarded, not just metaphorically but physically. The horse's fire energy can accelerate your internal rhythm, sometimes manifesting as palpitations, anxiety, or a feeling of being scattered. Grounding practices are your medicine. Walk barefoot on grass. Spend time with trees, your elders in the wood kingdom. The colors green and blue, worn or visualized, can cool the fire's excess. Nourishing your body with leafy greens, cooling herbal teas like chrysanthemum or mint, and foods that support the liver will be profoundly helpful. Avoid excessive stimulants that add fire to fire. Your allies, the pig and the goat, are not just zodiac friends, they represent restorative energies. The pig is water in its deepest, most tranquil form, and the goat is earth, the rich soil that holds moisture and stabilizes the feet. Seek out water, whether through swimming, bathing, or simply sitting by a lake, to soothe your wood and calm the fire. Earth rabbits have the most balanced health outlook this year, as the earth element naturally harmonizes fire without being scorched. Wood rabbits must be especially vigilant, you are the purest fuel. Build into your calendar, right now, regular retreats, even if they are just a quiet afternoon with a book and no telephone in sight. This is not selfishness. It is elemental wisdom, a way of ensuring that the fire you offer the world does not become a pyre that consumes your own vitality. Throughout the ancient almanacs, certain colors, symbols, and directions are noted as carrying auspicious currents for each sign. For the rabbit navigating the fire horse year, your lucky elements are those that nourish your wood and temper the blaze without extinguishing the year's vibrant gifts. First, your colors. Wear or surround yourself with green. Green is the pure expression of your wood nature, a visual reminder to stay rooted and alive. Blue and deep black are the colors of water, the element that feeds wood and gently controls fire, bringing a sense of calm authority to any space you inhabit. A touch of red is acceptable as an accent. It honors the horse's energy, but make it a subordinate shade, a scarf perhaps, not the main garment, so you do not unwittingly amplify the fire beyond your comfort. Your numbers are 3 and 4, which vibrate with the wood frequency, and 1 and 6, which belong to the water element. Combinations like 31 or 46 can be fortuitous when choosing dates for important launches, meetings, or travel. Your cardinal directions for restoration are east, the home of the wood dragon and the rising sun, and north, the realm of deep water and ancestral wisdom. If you can position your desk to face one of these directions, or spend time in these sectors of your home, you will subtly recharge your elemental batteries. Avoid sleeping or working for long periods in a purely south-facing orientation, as south is the domain of fire, and while you need a dose of it to succeed, prolonged exposure can be draining. Crystals and talismans offer another layer of support. Jade, the quintessential stone of the East, resonates with your core essence, attracting health and refined prosperity. Green aventurine opens the heart to opportunity without overwhelm. Lapis lazuli or blue sodalite carry the water frequency, soothing the mind and sharpening intuition. In the home, live plants, especially bamboo, are living amplifiers of your wood energy, and they gracefully honor the horse's vitality without overpowering your own. Some may carry a charm depicting the pig or goat, a quiet nod to your celestial allies, ensuring that wherever you gallop through 2026, you never gallop alone. And so, dear rabbit, the year of the fire horse stretches before you like a sunlit plain, alive with movement, color, and the thunder of distant hooves. This is not a year to hide in the thicket, though there will be moments when you wisely retreat. It is a year to understand the profound power of your own nature. You are the gentle keeper of the flame, the one whose quiet breath can turn a spark into a hearth fire that warms an entire village. The world in 2026 will be fast, sometimes too fast, but it is precisely your slowness, your deliberation, your deep capacity for beauty and peace, that makes you indispensable. Walk into this year knowing that you are supported by cycles far older than the calendar on your wall. When you feel emptied, turn to the pig and the goat, to water and earth, to the stillness that has always been your sanctuary. When you feel bold, offer your fuel strategically, into ventures and relationships that honor the gift. The fire horse does not ask you to become a different creature. It asks you to be fully, radiantly, unapologetically yourself, a rabbit whose gentleness is not weakness but the very seed of tomorrow's forest. May your 2026 be filled with the right amount of flame, the steady nourishment of rain, and the deep, abiding peace that is your birthright. Until our paths cross again in the turning of the seasons, walk in beauty, and trust the wisdom you already carry.